Good morning. What a beautiful day this is, a day wrapped in light, in warmth, in the promise of gathering. But I want to talk to you about the other promise of this day, not the one that comes in a box, but the one that whispers in the quiet moments. Christmas Day is often seen as a finish line, isn't it? The culmination of a long season of doing. But what if we saw it differently? What if today is not an ending, but a profound beginning? Look around you, or look within you. This day, with its core message of hope born in a humble place, is the universe's greatest reminder. Your new beginning doesn't require perfect circumstances. It begins exactly where you are. Today, we celebrate a story that says the greatest light can enter through the smallest crack. That means the light you carry, your gift, your kindness, your dream that you've been sheltering is meant to be seen. It is not an accident. This season of goodwill to all starts with extending a little of that goodwill to yourself, to believe you are worthy of the very joy you wish for others. The meals prepared, the gifts chosen, the hands held, these are all acts of love in physical form. They prove that love is not a passive feeling. It is an active, creative force. And you have that same creative force within you to build the life you imagine, to mend what you thought was broken, to reach out and rebuild what you thought was lost. So as you sit in the glow of this day, I want you to ask yourself one question. What is the gift that is inside of you that the world is waiting to receive? Not a gift from a store, but the gift of your authentic self, your healed heart, your brave idea, your decision to forgive, your commitment to rise. This day tells us that hope is a living thing. Nurture it. Believe in it. Let the spirit of this Christmas morning be the fuel for your journey forward. You are not just here to celebrate a day. You are here to celebrate your own possibility, which was born and is reborn every single time you choose to believe in it. Merry Christmas. And may the true light of this day illuminate your path long after the decorations are put away. Go forward and shine. Consider for a moment the finality we often assign to this day. The last present is opened. The grand meal is lovingly consumed. The final carol fades into the evening air. We survey the peaceful aftermath of our efforts, and we sigh with a sense of completion. Christmas Day becomes a destination, a beautiful, twinkling destination to be sure, but a finish line nonetheless. We have arrived. The race of preparation is run. What a profound and subtle loss this perspective can be if we let the day end there in that feeling of finality. What if we chose to see with different eyes? What if we listened with a different heart? The deeper magic of this day is not in its conclusion, but in its quiet, persistent proposition of a beginning. This is the day we commemorate a story that is fundamentally about initiation. It is a story that whispers of a new covenant, a new hope, a new way of being that entered the world, not with a fanfare of power, but with the vulnerable cry of a child. That narrative arc from darkness to light, from waiting to arrival, from prophecy to presence is an eternal metaphor for our own capacity to start anew. Today, therefore, is not the period at the end of a long sentence of holiday business. It is the capital letter at the start of a fresh chapter you are meant to write. This is the universe's annual nudge, a sacred reminder woven into the fabric of our calendars that your own genesis does not require perfect timing or ideal circumstances. Your new beginning can dawn today in this very moment amid the scattered wrapping paper and the full heart. It begins with the decision you make while sitting in your favorite chair, softened by the glow of the tree lights. It starts with the forgiveness you choose to offer over a shared cup of coffee. It is launched by the quiet promise you make to yourself to release an old grievance or to finally nurture a fragile dream. Christmas Day offers us the symbolic clean slate. The shepherds return to their fields glorifying and praising. The wise men went home by another way, transformed by their encounter. They did not simply end their journey. They began their lives anew infused with a new understanding. The day invites us to do the same, to not just put away the ornaments, but to carry the illumination forward. To not just finish the feast, but to sustain the nourishment of spirit. Let the hope that defines this morning be the cornerstone upon which you build your coming year. Let the peace you feel in this afternoon's lull be the foundation for your inner calm moving forward. Let the love you have both given and received today be the undeniable proof that you are capable of creating more of it every single day that follows. See today as the launching pad, not the landing. It is the spark, not the ash. It is the first breath of a new story. The old year may be waning, but to gives you a powerful, energetic start on what is to come. So as you bask in the beauty of this culmination, do not mistake it for an end. Feel it gathering within you as a potent beginning. Your journey did not lead here to stop. It led here so you could gather the supplies of joy and hope and love necessary for the next magnificent leg of the trip. Today is your gift of a fresh start, wrapped not in paper, but in promise. Unwrap it fully and step forward into the brilliant new chapter that awaits. Let us dwell on the setting of the story we honor today. It was not a palace of marble and gold. It was not a place of obvious power or prestige. The surroundings were humble, bordering on harsh. A stable is a place of animals, of simple necessity, of earthy scents and rough textures. The first bed was a feeding trove. This is not a detail of mere historical interest. It is the very heart of the message. The greatest light, the story says, entered the world through the smallest and most unexpected crack. It did not blast down from the heavens with irresistible force to annihilate the darkness. It instead kindled a single small flame in a shadowed place of flame that would prove capable of lighting the world. This is a truth you must take into your own spirit. Your own light, that unique essence you carry, your compassion, your creativity, your resilience, your capacity to love does not require a grand stage to be valid. It does not demand perfect conditions to shine. In fact, it is often from the places we perceive as lacking that the most profound brilliance emerges. Think of the cracks in your own life, the moments of difficulty that felt like failures, the seasons of waiting that felt like obscurity. The humble stable of your own disappointments or fears is precisely there in those perceived imperfections that your deepest strength has been forged. That quiet voice of encouragement you found for a friend emerged from your own past loneliness. The creative solution you discovered at work was born from a previous dead end. The profound gratitude you feel for simple comforts grew from a time of genuine need. Your light is not an accident of perfect circumstances. It is a deliberate and powerful force that knows how to burn brightly even and especially when the winds of life blow cold. The world will often try to convince you otherwise. It will shout that you need a better platform, a shinier resume, a louder voice, a more perfect plan before your contribution can matter. The stable refutes that notion completely. It whispers that what you have right here and right now in this very moment is enough to begin. The love you can offer today from your imperfect heart is a world-changing force. That the kindness you can even while you yourself are wary is a revolutionary act. The hope you can choose to feel even when the evidence seems thin as a candle against the vast night. Do not despise the humble beginnings of your own dreams. Do not apologize for the simple tools at your disposal. The stable was not a mistake. It was the method. It teaches us that true power, authentic transformation does not need to announce itself with thunder. It often arrives in the quiet. It speaks in the gentle. It works through the modest and the real. So look at your own life not with the eyes of critique, but with the eyes of this truth. See the potential for light in every crack. Your vulnerability is not a weakness, it is the opening through which grace enters. Your past struggles are not to hide, they are the proof of your durability and the source of your empathy. This day celebrates a light that refused to be defined by its surroundings. Let it remind you that your spirit operates by the same magnificent principle. You are not required to wait for all the darkness to retreat before you shine. You are invited to ignite your flame right where you are. In the stable of your current reality with the materials you have at hand, that is how the world is truly lit. One humble, courageous, unextinguishable flame at a time. Let us speak plainly about a beautiful contradiction we navigate during this season. We are urged to practice goodwill and kindness to all people. We extend our generosity to strangers. We donate to those in need. We offer smiles and patience in crowded places. We make a conscious effort to be our best and most gracious selves to the world outside our doors. This is a noble and beautiful endeavor. Yet there is a foundational step we so often skip. We attempt to build this magnificent structure of external goodwill on ground that we have not yet blessed within ourselves. We pour love outward from we have vessel we have not first filled. We speak words of comfort to others that we would never dare whisper to our own hearts. This is where the true transformation of this day must begin. Before the goodwill can sincerely flow to all, it must first be directed with gentle intention to the person who needs it most in this very moment. This is not selfishness. It is the most profound spiritual logic. You cannot gift what you do not believe you possess. You cannot offer a peace you have not made within your own spirit. You cannot authentically extend a joy you have barred yourself from feeling. The first and most important act of Christmas goodwill is to turn that compassion inward, to look at yourself with the same forgiving eyes with which you view an old friend, to offer yourself the same second chance you would readily grant to a loved one who stumbled, to silence the relentless inner critic that narrates your failures. Instead, listen for the quieter voice that knows your inherent worth. This is the hardest charity of all because it feels unfamiliar. It feels indulgent. The world has trained us to believe that striving and self-criticism are the engines of achievement. But this day tells a different story. It speaks of a gift given not because it was earned, but because it was needed. It speaks of a love offered not as a reward for perfection, but as a response to a fundamental and shared humanity. You must extend that same unconditional grace to yourself. You must believe you are worthy of the very joy you are so expertly orchestrating for everyone else. Look at the care you put into wrapping a present. That is how you should handle your own dreams. Look at the patience you show a child explaining their excitement. That is how you should listen to your own hopes. Look at the forgiveness you so quickly offer a family member in a moment of holiday stress. That is the pardon you must grant yourself for your own perceived shortcomings. This internal goodwill is the bedrock. When you stand upon it, your external actions cease to be a performance. They become an overflow. Your kindness to others is no longer a duty, but an authentic expression of the kindness you have cultivated within. Your generosity becomes abundant because you feel abundant. Your peace becomes contagious because you are at peace. So today, in a quiet moment between the celebrations, make a sacred pact with yourself. Decide that you are deserving. Decide that the love this season celebrates includes you not as the giver alone, but as a rightful and joyful recipient. Fill your own cup with acceptance. Speak to yourself with encouragement. See your own journey with compassion. From that place of internal goodwill, something miraculous happens. The goodwill you then offer to all becomes richer, deeper, and truly limitless. It flows not from obligation, but from a genuine wellspring that has been blessed at its source. That is how you honor the full spirit of this day. You become both the cherished guest and the gracious host at the feast of your own life. Look around you today at the tangible evidence of love made visible. unforgettable. The meal that was not simply bought but planned and prepared with thought for every favorite dish. The gift that was not just purchased but chosen with a specific person in mind, a silent testament to the fact that you were seen and known. The decorations that transformed an ordinary room into a place of warmth and memory. The hands held across a table, the stories shared in laughter. These are not passive sentiments. They are not mere feelings that floated through the air. They are love in its most dynamic state. Love that has rolled up its sleeves and gone to work. Love that has acted and built and created something real in the physical world. This is the profound secret the season reveals to us. Love is not a spectator. It is the most potent creative force in the universe. And this force is not reserved for special occasions or for a select few who seem to have a particular talent for it. This same creative power resides within you. It is the very engine of your being. The same energy that guided your hands as you wrapped a present or set a table is the energy you can harness to build the life you imagine. Is the architect of reconciliation mending bridges you thought were burned. It is the sculptor of your future carving possibility from the raw stone of your current circumstances. It is the composer of your days arranging moments of joy and purpose where before there might have been only routine or discord. When you understand love as this active creative force, your entire perspective shifts. You stop waiting for inspiration to strike as if it were lightning from a distant sky. You realize you are holding the spark within your own will. You possess the ability to create change not through grand sweeping gestures necessarily, but through the deliberate intentional acts of each day. Choosing patience in a moment of frustration is a creative act of love. Deciding to listen deeply is an act of creation. Taking one small step toward a forgotten dream is you wielding this force. The holiday is a masterclass in this principle. It shows us that love creates atmosphere. It builds tradition. It weaves connection. It takes the abstract and makes it concrete. Your life is your ultimate creation. You are not merely a passenger on a predetermined path. You are the artist and the builder with this creative force as your primary tool. What then will you choose to create in the days that follow this one? Will you create more space for peace in your mind? Will you create opportunities for growth where you once saw obstacles? Will you create a narrative of hope for your own story where perhaps you have been repeating one of doubt? The materials are all around you and with you. Your time, your attention, your words, your choices, your courage. These are your lumber and brick, your paint and clay. The love you demonstrated today in your actions is the proof of concept. It is the living evidence that you are capable of magnificent construction. So do not let the lesson end when the tree comes down. Carry this understanding forward. Let every act of kindness be a deliberate brushstroke on the canvas of your world. Let every decision fueled by hope be a brick laid in the foundation of your future. You have been practicing this creative power all season long. Now recognize it for what it truly is, your birthright, your most powerful tool, the divine spark that asks only for your courage to use it. Go and create something beautiful. Consider for a moment the gifts that surround you, the carefully chosen items wrapped in bright paper and tied with ribbon. There is joy in both the giving and the receiving a beautiful exchange of tangible affection. Yet I invite you to look beyond these objects as the day begins to grow quiet. Look inward. There is another gift exchange happening, one of far greater significance. The universe is presenting you with a question wrapped not in paper, but in the silent space of your own reflection. What is the gift inside of you that the world is waiting to receive? This is not about a hidden talent for singing or painting, though those are wonderful expressions. This is about the essence of your being that has been shaped and tempered by your unique journey. It is the gift of your healed heart now, capable of offering compassion that is deep and knowing because it has known fracture. It is the gift of your heart, one resilience, a story of overcoming that could become a lifeline for someone else who is in the midst of their own storm. It is the gift of your perspective, a way of seeing that could shed light on a problem that has long lived in shadow. Perhaps it is the gift of your capacity to listen, truly listen, without rushing to judgment or solution. That is a rare and powerful offering. Perhaps it is the gift of your steadiness, your ability to remain calm and rooted when everything around you feels chaotic. That is a sanctuary you can offer to others. Maybe it is the gift of your forgiveness, not a blanket pardon for all wrongs, but the specific powerful decision to release an old bitterness that has weighed down your own soul. In releasing it, you create space for new growth for yourself and for those connected to you. This gift within is often left unopened. We tell ourselves it is not significant enough, or that the timing is not right, or that we are not worthy to present it. We leave it on a shelf within ourselves, gathering the dust of doubt. But this day of all days argues against that hesitation. The central story is one of a gift given to the world, not when the world was perfect and ready, but when it was dark and in need. Your gift is not meant for a perfect moment. It is meant for this moment. The world does not need more noise. It needs more authenticity. It does not need more polished perfection. It needs more genuine courage. It needs the gift of you showing up not as who you think you should be, but as who you truly are, scars and strengths and all. That is the present that changes everything. That is the offering that can mend a rift or ignite a hope, or simply make one other person feel profoundly seen. So ask yourself that question with great seriousness. Sit with it. What have you carried within you that you have been sheltering? What wisdom have you earned that you have been hesitant to share? What kindness are you uniquely equipped to offer because of the path you have walked? Do not mistake its simplicity for insignificance. The most profound gifts often appear quiet at first. Your gift is not an accident. It is a deliberate part of the larger design. The waiting world is not an abstract concept. It is the person next to you. It is the community you belong to. It is the future that is shaped by the contributions made today. Unwrap that inner gift. It is the one you were born to give. And in the giving, you will discover it was also the one you were meant to receive, all along a sense of purpose that fulfills you in ways no material object ever could. This is the true spirit of the season made manifest through your own courageous and open hands. And so as the last light of this Christmasmas day lingers and the quiet settles, and let us take one final moment together. Let us gather up the pieces of this profound truth we have shared. Today was never meant to be a museum of beautiful memories to be stored away until next year. It is not a sealed envelope of joy. It is a seed. You have been given the gift of this perspective, the gift of seeing today not as an end, but as a brave and tender beginning. The gift of understanding that your light, like the first light celebrated this morning, is most powerful when it shines from a humble and honest place. You have been reminded that the magnificent creative force of love that decorated your home and filled your table is the very same force that resides within you, ready to build your tomorrow. You have been asked the most important question you will ever consider: what gift sleeps within your soul, waiting for your permission to be offered to a world in need. Now the choice is yours. You can let the magic of this day fade with the tinsel and the pine needles, or you can choose to make this Christmas Day the cornerstone of your coming year. You can decide right here in this peaceful, full quiet, that the hope that felt so palpable this morning will become the fuel for your journey. That the peace you glimpsed will be the foundation you return to, that the love you gave and received will be the proof you carry forward, proving you are capable of creating more of it every single day. Carry this light. It is yours. It was born for you and within you. Do not hide it. Do not doubt it. Do not save it for a better time or a perfect occasion. The world needs its glow now. Your family needs it. Your dreams need it. Your own heart needs it. Let it illuminate your very next step and the step after that. Let it guide you to build, to mend, to reach out, to begin. Go forward from this place, not the sigh of something finished, but with the steady breath of something beautifully and courageously begun. This day has given you everything you need. The promise has been made. The light has been lit. The gift has been named. Now go and live your Christmas every day.